Should I call
Recording is
him?
on.
Who is coming up? Okay. Okay. Please go ahead. Is it Mrs. Fatty or I don't know. Please go ahead if you want to say something.
Okay, my name is Patrick Abdullah. Good morning, everyone. I've just joined. I have nothing to say for now, but I'm with you.
Okay, I thought you wanted to say something. All right, you can please mute your mic. So, can I get one person to just give us a feedback of how the sessions has been for you, and what were the take home for Monday class and yesterday's class? Nobody wants to talk. All right, without wasting much of our time, Barrister Favor, are you there?
Yes, I am. Uh,
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning to you too.
Good
Okay,
morning. I
Madam.
guess
How
you're
about
joining
you?
us from Abuja, right? So over to you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I believe I can be heard.
Yes, loud and clear.
But I don't want Miss Abdura to be the only one. If you can't speak through your mic, I just want people sending in their response through the chat box, please, so that I know that you want everybody to be carried. And because of less distraction, I want everybody to mute their mic so that we only speak when it's open for us to speak. All that.
Menene?
Okay.
Okay, na gani ya sa da guda.
Your mic is on.
Yanzu kawo naira ɗari.
All right, Barrister Favor, hold on. Mr. Fatihu Abdulladi, please can you mute your mic, please? Thank you. Okay, over to you.
Thank you so much. So yes, Miss Abdura didn't really introduce me. She just welcomed me on stage. So I think I'll be doing my introduction myself. However, I want to welcome you all to this session. And before I commence, I just want everybody to drop down whatever knowledge. I don't know the notion or the narrative you had about legal practice, legal procedures that is making most persons scared, or those wrong notions about legal practice. So this is like a fresh and enlightening session so that you don't miss up, okay, this is what I've known, this is what I've not known, and I don't believe in all this place. Yeah, so welcome everybody from it's a wonderful thing to know that we are all connecting from various parts of Kano State and across Nigeria. Um sitting and being in the presence of entrepreneurs. I believe everybody here now is money will go, right? Businessmen, business tycoons, and businesswomen. So my name is Favour Oluchi Igwe. Yeah, and I work with WKSIDF and also a legal practitioner, and I'll be your facilitator for today's session. And I think you all have the module so that it's going to be an interactive session. I don't have to just be reading through. You just go through your module and everybody follows, right? So please, I need in the comment section that everybody should just state that they have their module with them and it's opened so that I know that we're all together. Just on the chat box, just say yes or yes, I have my module, please. I need the response because we are behind time and I want us to make proper use of our time.
So we all have it actually, but then if you
Okay.
can share your screen, I think that would be better.
Let me share my screen. Can you also
Please, can we see our screen? Can we just use the chat box, please? I can see you sharing your screen. You're not displaying anything yet.
like nothing is visible?
Okay. I think I can see your screen now. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, please so that I will know that all those things are doing right things to do. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Let's just continue. So today's topic is ethics and staying legit. Staying legit. These are just staying legal. Whatever you're doing should go through the due process of law. And I want you all to know that whatever business or company or whatever thing you do, it is very important that you have basic knowledge about the regulations, the laws, or the rules that governs these businesses. I think I've had cases where, um, okay, let me start with the most common stories that people face. You might have a business, you run a business for like 2 to 4 years, and you've not registered that business. For instance, let's say Favor Limited, right? Or Favor Enterprise. And you'll be using that business, you have your brand, a lot of persons are already patronizing you, you're already a household name in your local community or the place where you stay. And then all of a sudden, somebody's like, okay, why don't you register your business? Let's make this legal. Or maybe you actually got maybe grants. Although you can't get grants if your business is not registered. So let's just say you got an opportunity for grants and then you've been working, you've been having your bookkeeping and all the every other documents. And then when it's time for you to register, once you do the first stage of registration with CSC, Access Commission, you're getting that sorry, your name has not been approved because it's already in use. How would you how would you feel that the brand name you built for years has already been by somebody else, probably not even community or probably in your community. So it is important that whatever business you're going into, because I believe we all have the idea or the view that our business is going to be sustainable. We're working towards sustaining this business. It's not just going to be a one-time thing. Okay, once I open after 1 year, I'm done. No, we're working towards long-time business growth and development. And I also want to inform you that every business, both micro, small, medium business, all contribute to the economic development of our generation. So whatever you're doing, you are doing the right thing. However, not to have challenges or go through any legal repercussions, it is important that you equip yourself with every legal knowledge. So this is more like law 101 for everybody. This is all the laws that you need to know. This is all the regulatory framework that would guide you in your business. And for want of time, I wouldn't be going through all the topics in the table, subtopics in the table of content. I would actually be picking important topics as it pertains to our local communities and our businesses. So before I comment, I want us to also have this knowledge about types of business organization. Where does my business fall under? under Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Um, so you have your business, but you don't even know, is my business a sole proprietorship, is it a partnership, is it an LLP, is it incorporated trustees? This is the first basic knowledge every entrepreneur needs to know. What type of business organization am I running? So that once you get through the process we're going to be going through, okay, this is not necessary for me, this is necessary for me. Do you understand? So, first and foremost, we're going to talk about list out these business organizations in Nigeria, and then give a few, I mentioned like few features of this business organization. So the first and most common business organization is the business name, which we call sole proprietorship, one man's business. I think the most commonest business. I think most of us here are probably sole proprietorship. We call it business name. Now, it doesn't have to have a legal entity or a legal name to actually start. So you can actually be doing this business without even registering it. Nobody's going to stop you. Nobody's going to come and say, why have you not registered business? But it is important, have it at the back of your mind that it is important that you register this business. So it is owned by one person. It is very simple and the cheapest to register. You don't need to go to CAC, get your documents and register. So just you are the legal owner of your business. Like you are your company. I think I've explained what this means. So you are the legal entity yourself. Now, if you are a business owner, let's say Favor Empire, maybe I am into selling of thriftwear, and maybe I'm taken to court for a matter. Now, they will not say in court Favor Empire versus maybe Kano State Internal Revenue Board. No, they will say Favor Empire trading under the name and style of, I'm sorry, Favor Igwe trading under the name and style of my business name. So they see you as your business because you own it. So if anything happens to your business in law, we automatically know that it has happened to you. So you can't say my business is a separate entity and I'm a separate entity. This is for sole proprietorship. So this is the first business organization. Secondly, we have partnership. This is not your model, so please just give me your attention so that I'll just run through it. We have partnership. Now, partnership is the coming together of maybe different persons pulling their resources and say, okay, let's do this business together. And I think we're all conversant with some few partnerships here in Nigeria. So, but the thing about partnership is that it doesn't exceed 20 persons. So it starts from 2 to 20 persons. So once it's above 20 persons, you're no longer a partnership. You're now moving to the next part of business system. So in partnership, you share your loss, you share your profit together, you share your responsibility, you share your liability, and like there's no separate legal personality. Every other person is you're still behind like whole um legal, you don't have any case, you're still going to come as partner, not like okay, so you're going to be working together. Yeah. So we have different kinds of partnership. We have the limited partnership, then we have the limited liability partnership. So if you come across organizations that are business LLP, you just know that they are limited liability partnership. They are liability limited. You understand? Now we're moving to the also most popular kinds of business organization. You have company, which you're all familiar with. However, it is broken down into four. So we have private companies, which is what companies limited by share. Private companies limited by share. So any organization or company that ends with LTD is a private company limited by share. And they just need just 1 to 50 shareholders, not above 50 shareholders. So everybody within a company that has a share is just 50. And they're also not permitted to make public of their share. It's just like the whole family thing. Like maybe you move your business from a sole proprietorship to a private company. That's just it. So from business name, the usual one man business, you can now might move to private company limited by shares. Now we have public companies limited by shares, which you know as PLC. So these are companies limited by shares, and they can only raise their capital for business through the public. So they cannot just grab money from and say, okay, let's do this. No, you have to raise your money from the public. That's where you see offers of shares. Nigerian communication companies, where you see they say, okay, MTN is offering their shares, Fidelity Bank is offering their shares. Do you understand? So this is how public companies get their capital. And they have, it's from 50 and above shareholders. You understand? They can have as much numbers of shareholders they have. And then we have company limited by guarantee, which we call LTD GTE. So this is the normal NGOs, foundations, MBA, Association of ICANN. All these things are called companies limited by guarantee. Then we have the one that is not so popular. I think it is not even in existence, but it is important that you know it. It's called unlimited companies. Now there's no limit to the liability of members. If anything happens to the company, everybody would pull out money from their pocket and contribute to that issue. So it is rarely used because of the risk exposure. Then the fourth on our list of business organization, we have incorporated trustees and IT. So IT is just the same thing as limited by guarantee NGOs, made one of trustees to be able to run, stand trustees, mocks, foundations, and stuff. Then we have corporate societies, trade associations, and the rest of them. So this is just a breakdown of all the business organizations that are applicable here in Nigeria. So I don't know if there's any question after maybe me explain further before we move to our course for today. If you have any questions, please just drop it in the chat box so that I can, because I want this to be interactive. If you need any clarification, I will do that gladly so that we can move on. But if there's none, we'll just continue. So on our topic, let's go to the first one, which is ethics and compliance for micro, small, and medium enterprises. So it's stated that these enterprises are the um, backbones of the Nigerian economy, but you have to navigate through ethics while you contribute to the economic development. There's a lot of ethical issues, practices. You have to comply with this, you have to comply with that, and that is where we have this whole wrong notion about legal processes being rigorous, being stressful, and all that. No, it is very important, and I think the importance has been stated there. Now, you have reputation and customer trust. Once your business is registered and abides by and is compliant with all the regulations, it is easy for your customers to trust you. Even as individuals, when we want to probably buy shares or patronize a business, we want to go through their histories, go through their page, and like, okay, is this business going through all the legal compliance and all that. So even as non-lawyers, you go through that whole due diligence. You do your due diligence to go through. Okay, let me see. Is this company okay? Is this lady not a scam and everything? So it builds your reputation and your customers' trust. Like then, moving on, we have reduced risks. Reduced risks. So once you are compliant with all the necessary regulations, even in Kano State, we have a lot of rules which I'll be sharing later on while the class is going on. We have a lot of regulations. Now, if you're not abiding by all these regulations, like I mentioned earlier, you might probably just have somebody who wants to invest in your business, and then the next thing, like, let me see your document. Oh, sorry, sir, I'm not registered, and then they move. So you see all these passing through regulations. If you want investors, if you want your business to go through all this whole scrutiny, you don't have to have that fear. Now, most times, why we fall victims of all these, would I say, people? I don't want to call them by their occupation or by their job, where they tell you, okay, pay 30,000 naira. I think I see one of my sister's neighbor one time. I think they were coming from. I don't want to call organization for some important purposes, but said they were coming for this and they needed her to pay 30,000 naira. And she was really bargaining with them. Okay, sorry, I will pay 50. So I came out and I was like, what's happening? She said X. And I was like, why are you bargaining? She said they had asked her to pay. So I said, have you not made any other payments before? She said, no, she hasn't. This, that. I said, okay, why have you not done that? She said, that when they come, she just settle them with money. Now, they know that she has not done the right thing, and that's why they're expecting such amount of money from her. Do you understand? I told her, go to their office, do your your proper payments, and go by their rules and everything. That way, nobody's going to come and tell you pay any amount. And the truth is that even the amount they are extorting from her, they don't go back, they don't even give her receipts for anything. You just take the money, pocket it, and then after the next month they are coming again. And I'm like, you can't keep doing this. Go through the legal due process. Go through their office, make your payments, get your certified receipt. And anytime anybody comes, you are showing them this. And I believe that, well, I'm not the only person who has experienced people just come say, pay this money, pay this money. So these are all the risks that reduces when you go through the due process. Now we have sustainability and growth. You're not going to wake up one morning and see that your business has just crashed down like that. You have access to a lot of grants, a lot of fundings that keeps your business going. Once you're a legit person, once you do a legit business and it is really legal and it has gone through the legal process, you are in for sustainable growth. Yes, your business is sustainable because you don't have any fear of them coming one day to say another has said, okay, you're producing the wrong thing, let's shut down this business or not. And it gives you the opportunity to also grow. Because if you're doing all this thing, going through the whole stress of registering your business, going through the whole compliance and everything, you're in for also growth because you're even interested in your business in the first place. Yeah. So the next importance is reputation and customer trust, which are made mentioned of, and I think that is just the most true. But there are other importance. The fact that you're always certain of winning your case. If you have any legal issues, you are certain of getting justice. Do you understand? Most persons, because okay, their business is not registered, want to go to court, so the judgment is always not in their favor. And you see somebody's business for 2 to 3, 5 years and has just gone down. You understand? Now, common ethical challenges for businesses. You get, I just made mention of corruption. You see, bribery is something is a cancer that's eaten deep into Nigeria. And I actually hope for a day when we are completely free or we've gotten rid of corruption. So you see, bribery and facilitation payments are like ingrained in some businesses and all. Because you don't go through this compliance, you end up paying such exorbitant amount of money. You're being extorted because, okay, I'm not doing this. No, once you get, see, the thing about legal processes is that it lasts a long time. You get, it's just most times maybe yearly renewal at most. So when you do your registration, there's always a proof of that registration. And please bear it in your mind anytime you do any registration, please make sure you are giving your certificate, your receipt, any proof of yes, I've done this. Don't just say, okay, go and come back later. No, please, you know your right as entrepreneurs, as business owner. It's your blood and sweat. So don't let anybody just take it away from you. Once you do your registration, get your receipt. It is very, very important. You understand? And before you sign any documents, if you are not certain about the content of those documents, please consult a lawyer. We have online services. I can share my contact. Send those documents. Let's proofread and say, okay, yes, you're good to go. Most times, I think this happens mostly with rent and all these land issues. You're paying your rent and they're telling you, okay, there's some covenant conditions that are not favorable to you as a tenant. And I would not want a day when you wake up and like, okay, please, you have to evacuate or leave this compound. And you're like, no, I paid. Please, any document you're signing and you are not certain of the content, share it with either somebody who is more educated or share it with a lawyer, and preferably a lawyer, because they will tell you when something is not going well. Now we have ethical issues. We have tax evasion. Do you understand? You don't pay your tax. Tax is very important. I know that there's a lot of fancy plays around it, but you cannot. There are some incentives. Yes, incentives that business owners or companies enjoy. Yes, I know some people are not familiar with this. I think the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, there are a lot of investment opportunities, incentives, and assurance that business organizations. And one of these is tax holiday. Yes, they have a period of time where they tell you for this one you don't pay your tax. Do you understand? So sometimes they might actually say, okay, if you're used to paying maybe let's say 10% of the tax, it's okay, this year for your compliance and this and that, okay, just pay 2% or 3%. So if you keep saying you're running away from it, when it will accumulate, they will tell you to pay money. And most times you end up paying a lump sum that would actually affect your business finance. So this is one of the challenges. Now we have labor practices. There's a lot of now for those persons who have a employer of labor, you have people working with that. So that's talking about the amount they pay wages and unpaid working conditions. You go to work around 6, or you put your business around 6 and you're closed by 10 p.m. or thereabout. These are also challenges. Now, sorry, I don't know whose person's mic is on, but let's just continue. So the next one is intellectual property theft. This is so important and is very, very contemporary. So under intellectual property law, let me just give you a few breakdown of what it entails now. Intellectual property law is you protecting your business. You protecting, let me make it very simple. You protecting like what you have. For instance, okay, let's use the video. We are all conversant with the video. Now, if someone releases a music or a song and he doesn't protect it by doing the intellectual property, like protecting your ideas, your innovations, your business, and all that. If somebody else comes up and now sings that same song, I'm like, ah, we don't know you stole this song from me. It happens where somebody starts claiming authorship or ownership of maybe your business idea or maybe your song or whatsoever it is. Now, intellectual property law has like various segments. We have what we call patent, we have copyright, we have industrial design, we have trademark. Now, patent is more like this innovation. Maybe you probably created maybe like a technology based something for invention. Maybe just made a phone that nobody has made. It is important that you quickly go and register. And we have Nigerian Patent Office, so you can just do a conduct a search. Has anybody done this? You have, but there are some conditions, anyways. You have to fulfill first before you can say, okay, I made this. Because you might have an idea, but somebody in China is already having that same idea. Do you understand? However, they have local patents where it's just within Nigeria. Do you understand? So you can conduct a search. Okay, has anybody done this innovation? Has anybody created the same thing? Then prepare your application, your details, pay your prescribed fee, and then you submit to the registrar of patents, and then they do the whole process and everything. So it's very important. Then we have trademark now. It's mostly like for business owners, like people who do business a lot. Trademark is like your logo, your sign, your phrase. Do you understand? Okay, let me give you an example of what trademark is now. We all know we are all popular with Coca-Cola. So that is a trademark. That is not the business name. The business name itself is Nigerian Breweries Company, MBC. But Coca-Cola is a trademark. Pepsi is a trademark. And they have their design. If you're in Kano State, I believe you are, I don't know if you are aware, but I think you should have an insight into the previously ongoing legal issue between Pop Cola and Coca-Cola. I don't know if you're aware, but I think it was one of the issues they had in contention was the trademark, because it was more like they were taking their design, their color, their branding, and Pop Cola, Coca Cola is almost the same thing. Do you understand? I think Coca Cola took them to court. So you can register your trademark aside registering your business per se. If you have a particular name that your business is known with, like it's very, very popular, you understand? I'm trying to think about one popular business brand. This thing. Okay, I don't know, but another example of a case that happened. If you know Sabinus, the comedian, there was a time he used this word, something huge. You understand? And then Picnic used it for their commercials, like their advertisements. Sabinus sued Picnic. That's the popular Picnic brand we know. I think it will pay sum of 100 million for using that word, something huge. It's just two words, though, something huge, and he sued them. So this is your right. Anything you have that is protecting intellectual property, you can come up with a statement and register it under Nigerian Intellectual Property, their trademark office or patent, and then anybody that uses it without your permission would pay. That's why most times the one you're conversant with is copyright, music, videos. It just shows authorship that okay, this is the owner of this. Anything literary, artistic, cinematographic. software and all those things are what we use mostly. This thing copyright. So I think if you've seen this movie, was it? I don't know, but this movie where they had the Odogu and Atalugo something is a very very popular movie like that. So you see, there was a time it was taken down from YouTube because somebody was claiming copyright over the movie from Omoni Oboli. However, it was resolved. So the fact that you have a idea does not mean okay nobody has it. I'm telling you, there are thousands of people who are just on social media waiting for somebody to drop something and take it. And the ironic part about this is I don't even know if I'll say this is a backside, is that you might actually be the original author of something and somebody secondary would actually go and register before you. And I'm so sorry, the law only recognizes the person whose name is on the document proving ownership. So sometimes you just have to do it on time. See, time is of essence. In business, legal procedure, time is of essence. They say equity favors the diligent, the vigilant, not the lazy persons. That's how it is. You come on time, you do it. So this is all about intellectual property. We have industrial designs, all those aesthetics, color, shapes, those are patterns. You understand? It's like for instance, the industrial design of Coca-Cola bottle now. If somebody does that same design, they can actually sue them because everybody knows this bottle, this shape of figure eight and everything. It's mostly known for Coca-Cola brand. So if somebody does the same thing, that they can sue that if they are registered. So for those of you that have businesses, especially those who are innovative businesses, not like you are selling and buying, more like you're creating things from scratch and selling. Like you make shoes, you make bags, and so many other things that you do. Please, it's important that you register your business, and if you know that you have a trademark, please do well to register those things. Now we have compliance consideration. Business registration, I've talked too much about it. Business registration, we have taxation. Every business owner should have a tax identity number. Please, oh, TIN, just like you have your BVN. If you're a business owner and you're paying your tax, you should have your what? Your TIN, tax identification number. So there's a lot of process. FIRS does that. That's okay for state level. We have kind states, I think inland revenue, but you go there, apply for them to give you your TIN. I think nowadays, once you do your registration, okay, I don't think they've consolidated it yet, but it just comes with the whole process. Once you get your CAC number, just go towards getting your TIN, your tax identification number. It is very, very important so that they track your payment of tax. So we have labor law. Please adhere to labor laws. If you're an employer of labor, maybe you have passed being a sole proprietor. Yes, you're still a sole proprietor, but you have like three or five persons working under you. Please, abide by labor law so that your staff don't take you to court or report you to the police. The usual time when okay, you're supposed to or start maybe resume work and state everything in a contract. Yes, let me just pause here and say this. Please, if you are going into a business and you want to employ persons, don't just say, I know this girl, she's my brother's sister, or she's my neighbor. Take them into your job and teach them. Nowadays, I believe we're all conversant what's happening. Please get a contract. It doesn't have to be signed by a lawyer. Any document that is fully signed and consented to is a working document. You can get a memorandum of understanding, an agreement, agreement letter, partnership, whatever it is, letter of agreement. You state your conditions, you start work by so time, you close by so time. You do this, these are your roles, give them their JDs, their job district description. Then you also um state maybe closing time, working hours, leave, when they can take excuse to, you understand, all those things. Please state it. Let them sign, you sign, and in the presence of at least two witnesses or one witnesses in this case. So that anytime anything happens, that is a proof of okay, this is what we agreed on. If the person is going this, that, and that will save us a lot of issues we are having with the Nigerian police, the court, because you already have this as your evidence. So it is very, very important because you're talking about sustainability here. You need to guard your business. So we have labor laws, yes, that govern safe working conditions. If your business is one that requires chemicals or hazard and the rest of them, please ensure that your employees are protected. Because some people, yeah, was in I think it was in 2023 we had Nigeria Industrial Court, yes, NIC. So I think a man was having this whole skin disease or something, he was reacting to what I don't know what it is. But he brought his organization to court, his company to court, because he said when he went to the diagnosis, he was told that it was from the chemical or what he was working. And now the company was sued and they had to pay a large amount of damages. Damages in law is amount to pay for maybe what you've done wrong. So he paid a large amount of money because he has to treat the man. When they did the investigation, they found out that he was not protecting his employees. He was not giving them those safety dresses to cover their face, to cover their body. He was not protecting them. He was not giving them
Favor, we can't hear you again. I don't know if it's my network or yours. Are you there, Barrister Favor?
Can you
All
hear
right,
me
so
now?
yes, we can hear you now.
Wow. Please, I hope I've not been. My God, how long have I been muted?
About few seconds. Yes.
Okay. So I was talking about protection for that labor laws for those of us that work with maybe chemicals, like ladies that make feminine products, liquid soap, and all those things. Your litmus tests and the rest of them. Please, if you have employees, protect them so that you're not taken to court over just something you could have just protected. So we have other consumer protection law, the Federal Consumer and Competition Promotion Commission. They are in charge of protecting consumers. You understand? Like you're putting your price for those of us that does online business. Let me say this now. If you are selling anything and you don't attach the price to it, you are actually breaching a law. Yes, I know some person say no, come DM for price. You don't do that. You are putting your price. You are putting your product. Please attach your price. Don't say DM for product. Because somebody can actually, I know this day the people are not aware of the law, so they don't really bother. But according to the FCCPC Act, you are supposed to put out your prices. Don't just say DM for price or this. No, please put out your prices. In invitation to trade. Like, okay, this is what I do. This is the price of what I. So if the person is willing to buy, they buy. If the person is not willing to buy, they move on. Don't say DM for prices. So please, customers have right to information. They have right to fair dealing. Because most times you sell for somebody at 10,000, sell for somebody at 12,000. If they find out, they can actually sue you for like illegal dealings. Okay. So for want of time, I think we just want to talk about yes, there are permits and licenses that you need. A lot of permits, licenses. If you're into land, canopy, and the rest of them. So you have to have have it at the back of your mind that while you're doing your business, you should also be ready for licenses like you said, premises registration, Ministry of Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes.
So you have your registration with Ministry of Commerce. It's important that after you've done your CSC registration, I think there's a Ministry of Commerce. Commerce is the I think State of Commerce commercial activity. So get your permit from your local government. Also, if it warrants, please get your permit from your local government. They have a lot of offices where you just submit what you just do. You don't. It's not a strenuous process. Your CSC certificates, your ID, your proof of address and business. I think their fee is not up to, I think maybe 5,000 to 10,000. You just make your payment. So that nobody from local government to say, I can take off this your shop or close this. Then you have your building permit for those of you that are actually big business persons, you built your shop, please get your permit and development permit from Canada. Yes, please get your permits if possible. I know some of you be thinking, but if it's not strenuous, you just have your application form, you fill it, you show them your certificate of occupancy that yes, this is your land or land title. Then you have your survey and then architectural designs. You understand? Then your site plan, soil report. You need to do this soil report. If that place is flood prone, irrigation, all those things. Then other police clearance and the rest of them. You have all permit from maybe environmental. Yes, your business should not be one that causes hazard to the environment. So if your business causes hazard, please go and get, okay, let them come and check how bad is this. You understand? And then you get your permit. You can do that too. And I think SEPA, yeah, they do that. Then you have your trade permits, like I said. We have Kano State Ministry of Commerce, Industrial Cooperatives, and Solid Minerals. You can, excuse me, apply online or in person. For those of you that is involved in alcohol, I don't know, I think there's something like you need a permit, but I think I heard that his banner actually stops that. I'm not promoting alcohol. I'm just saying those of you that have something to do with alcohol, chemicals, please get your permit. Carota too, if your business is by the road, your business involves logistics. Those of you that have mark, trucks, please get your vehicle registrations from Canada, FRS. Please do that. Don't say it's not important. It is though. Don't say my father knows people or I have friends. You can't keep paying. If you calculate the small, small money you pay, those tips, which I don't want to say bribes for now, those small, small, okay, Oga take now, Sani Oga, give him no. If you calculate, you have already accumulated in a year enough amount to pay once and for all. And anytime you're going, you just show them your receipt. So that is basically like permits, local permits you need to get to do your registration and all that. So moving on, I think we have anti-corruption and bribery laws, which we all know EFCC. Please, oh, your transaction should be legit. There's something that is now prevalent in Nigeria, cleaning dirty money. Someone will not come and say, ah, Alaji, I want to invest, or fine lady, or sister, I want to invest your business. And they're giving you 10 million, like, ah, this is the breakthrough I've been praying for. Congratulations, so, but please shine your eyes. Some persons will actually launder money and just look for all these small upcoming business that are struggling and just say, okay, let me give it to you. If they do a tracking of that money and they find nobody's going to believe that you were giving that money that okay, they were invest. No, they will not. I'm saying this in as politely and as calmly I can say this. Please verify or probably put everything down in contract. Okay, you want to invest. Okay, let's go and meet a lawyer. Let me get this document that yes, you're investing in my business. This is the return. So that when they're investing, it's going to be a clean and legit investment. EFCC don use to hear see there's something we say in law. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse oh. Please, I don't want touching my ear saying this. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Nobody is going to say he did not know. He did not know, he knows. They will carry you enter van. At least by the time you stay in cell for like maybe a month before you start say okay fine. That 1 hour or 24 hours you spend in cell is enough to affect your business. Please verify every morning and don't allow anybody. This laundry act has made it that everybody, including lawyers, everybody, you don't allow just once somebody just comes with 5 million, it's important that you report. I'm not saying report to police station. You can report to the EFCC that okay, this person just it's not like everybody that brings 5 million. I'm just using 5 million and then but there's how you see all these young people or elderly person that that this person does not have a sustainable source of income. So how is he getting this money from? And it's like, okay, I want to give you. Please take them to if you have a lawyer, take them to if you have a lawyer, please just look for an EFCC maybe agent or staff and say, okay, this is what's happening. What should I do? Don't go and be happy and say it's your breakthrough that God has blessed you. Please take your due diligence. And your business should not influence criminality. I beg us in all the laws of Nigeria right now. Please, if you know that anything is going to like crime, your business is going to involve crime or other, please let's desist from it. I would not want us to in one moment it's just going to bring that everything will work for as business owners do your due diligence. There's what we call caveat emptor. Those of us that are in property law, we know this. I don't know if any of you are into property law. They say let the buyer beware. You have to look at the patent, latent defects. Is this shady or not shady? Even if a lot of you used to believe in your instinct, please oh, see go and meet somebody and say this is what's happening. Keep record of every important information. Don't say, it's my uncle, I trust him. Please keep every record. If it's important, okay, this is what happened. You have your records, your receipt. Don't go and waste the receipt and say, that, let me delete it. Let me not know. You can have a an app like a lock app where you keep your receipt because all these things are going to save you one day. It might not be now. It might not be. It might not be maybe 5 years. It might be 10 years. I don't know if you've seen something that is trending on I think Arise. I think this journalist, what's his name, Ahmed Rufai, he posted a letter that Peter Obi sent to government about rejecting something. And that letter read 2007. And this is 2000, this is 2025. That's like maybe 19 years or 20 years, I don't know. But you see how keeping documents are very important. Please do so. Avoid crime. Don't say, let me use my business and cover somebody's crime. No, you can even not be involved in crime, but you can be an accessory to crime. Don't use your business as cover up for crime. I beg us, please. Your business is your business. Don't let it get involved. Okay, let me hide this product in your shop. I know that people know that you're a legit person. Let me just keep this maybe drug or anything, and you're like, okay, my business. Please avoid it and don't sell stolen goods. Please do your due diligence, confirm if these products are okay before you sell. I've talked about intellectual property law, I've talked about local permits. You need to get your business registration, your documentation with Federal Inland Revenue Services. There's a lot of tax that you pay. For companies, we have CIT, company income tax, I think it's like 30%. Yeah, we have personal income tax pay, the one you pay for yourself, and other kinds of tax that is important. But you always know that when you register, they always give you a tax identification number. So any of the activities you are doing, you already have your tax identification number attached to it. You understand? So we have various kinds of tax, like you mentioned, there's federal and there's state level tax. Yes, like I mean all the permits, but the most important one is the normal PIT, income tax. I think there are some people that pay maybe if you have all this your and what do they call this thing in local language? Like this iron shop, cargo, something like that. They'll tell you, okay, you have to pay for easements because it's blocking all those things. Please, once you pay in your local government council, get your receipt, keep it, photocopy, have the original maybe kept in a safe space, then photocopy it and attach to your shop. It should be your decoration. If you don't have interior decor, your receipt and your certificate should your photocopy should be your decoration. You've gone to banks, you've gone to organizations where they even frame it and attach it. Because it speaks before you speak. Do you understand? So once anybody comes in, they're like, this is Ali's medical store. It's already there that you're a registered business. So nobody, even then, they'll be scared of even saying, this was already doing due diligence, so let's not disturb them. You understand? So we talked about employment laws and labor practices, working hours, contracts. Please, though, any contract making, like I said, it is important going forward. Get a contract. Don't say it's only Turenchi Baban. No, just look for any of your brother that is educated. You can have a template agreement between Mr. Alayu, business owner, and Mrs. Choma, employee or sales girl, and draft out all the necessary terms and conditions you want them to go. If there are benefit status, if there's any need to say, okay, you can only terminate your employment after 12 months, or you have to give like a 2 month prior notice before you terminate it, please make sure you do that. Now we have consumer protection laws and standards, which I made mention of. The organization regulating this is the Federal Consumer and Competition Promotion Company, and they have the act. Sell your product very well. Don't think, see, people are even getting to know the laws and they know the laws that protect them. Don't think your customers are daft or they're illiterate, they will not know. These days, knowledge is flying everywhere with the invent of technology, phones, social media. Do the right thing. Your customers have right to information. If I'm asking you, this is not making sense, though. I don't understand. Why did you package this thing? Can I see what it is? Your customers have that right to accurate and non-deceptive products. You understand? Right to safety. If I feel like, okay, I want to try this thing before I use it, You still have the right, not entirely, but to some extent. Then they can make a choice. Don't you don't impose things on your customer because you have maybe like different color. Like no, you must buy red. You know the usual Nigerian slang. Customer is king. They have a right towards picking any of or making a choice. They have right to fair hearing and honest dealing. They have right to redress. Yes, they can seek redresses. Your customer can take it to court. They can take it to all those local maybe tribunals or anything. They can, oh, small claims court. They can. Don't think you know this much. They can take it to police station. Please invest in your business. The more I just feel like if you allow like you to take the due legal process, you would actually be grateful for it. Honestly, you would be glad you did that. So there are other relevant laws. NAFDAC now, we're all familiar. So if you're involved in food and drugs, like those that sell drugs, those that sell food, please get your permit from NAFDAC. We have Standard Organization of Nigeria. Yes, quality, product quality. Those of you that make things from scratch. I think I had a friend that she called me recently. She makes all this feminine thing. I think somebody reported her that she was having a bad reaction from the product. And they had issues with NAFDAC and everything. Please get your product to have there's this certification from. I think some of these things are done online. You have a product, they'll tell you, they'll ask you a few questions, do not say, okay, yes, the product has been approved. Then we have, like I made mention of, environmental regulations and sustainable practices, which I know waste management, because you sell things. If you're Please find a way to dispose your waste. If it's something that maybe people take immediately, like those that use cups, find a way. And because we're in the era of climate change, it is important that you also find things that are is it biodegradable? Yes, not just train disposing things off. And like those that sell maybe coffee, you look for paper cups that can actually be burnt or melt in water. Do you understand? Not plastic or those what is it, silicone plates or something, cyclone plates like that. So please, pollution control, your business should, it is even for your benefit. When your place is habitable and you don't have to go through, you have more patronage, your business is sustainable. You understand? So these are all the important environmental regulations and sustainability practice that you should involve. I'm a sustainability ambassador, so I would also emphasize, please try as much as possible not to contribute to waste pollution. Please, let's all contribute to healthy and habitable environment. Now we have there's the consequences. Yes, if you don't do all these compliances, if you don't go through all these processes, potential consequences. One, financial strain. I cannot overemphasize this. You will spend your money. See, what you use money to cover, you will use money to sustain. You will keep paying, you will keep paying, you will pay, and all your money will just go. Please, let's all know that once something is worth doing well. Then we have market exclusion. Now, all these government contracts, grants, fundings, you will not have access to them because they'll do before they give you those before you can have access to those funding. They'll do their own. The organization will do their own due diligence. Federal government does give grants for small, medium, and large scale businesses. Then community issues. This is connected to pollution and the rest of them. So damage relationships, family of government is just not making sense. The whole hazard. Now we have legal penalties. Okay, let me take my time to do this. Aside the money you pay when you are taken to court, see, Nigerian. Let me just say this, and I apologize anyway for other legal practitioners. Nigerian administration of justice, like the system of Nigerian legal practice, is clogged. You can have a case. I think it was when I was doing my externship with a law firm in Kano State. My boss was taking a case of 1999. This was in I think 2023 or thereabout. Yeah, my boss was taking a case of nine. That the case started in 1999. Now the parties to those cases have died. Their next of kin, their children took after the case. This is how bad. Now calculate the amount of money that they will spend because you have to settle the lawyers. So I'm saying this. The legal process is easy if you go through the due process. But when you don't, what happens? When you go to court, you see the judge say matter has been adjourned to, okay, we're in July now. There are matters that have been adjourned to, that's like if you go to a court diary, you actually see that like there are cases that would be handled like in January, like was adjourned from July to January next year, 2026. So you see, it's time consuming, it's time wasting. So just do your due diligence and get your this thing, your registration, your permit, and every other thing done. So I think and legal actions, you understand, you start paying money and all the rest of them. So um I'm done with our session. However, I'm open to questions from anybody and we just pick it up from there. Thank you.
Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing class. Wow. How many of us enjoyed the class? Thank you so much, Barrister Favor. Thank you for doing justice. Please, do I still have people who are still following? Do we have questions? Do we have
Yes,
comments?
thank you
Please.
very much, Madam Favor.
All right.
Thank you.
Sir, do you have a question? You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much once again for the, the very educating session on the legal and ethic aspect of business. I wanted to ask, okay, all right, so I needed to do annual return filing for a business name, and one of the when I actually went to CSC office in Kano in person, right? Um, I understand the person I met there was also requesting for service fee. That's aside from the annual return fee I'm paying and the penalty. The person I met at the reception was also requesting for service fee, which I know is usually paid to CAC agents, right? But I was trying to make that payment direct. So I don't know if that request the person made is actually normal. Is it within the confines of the law that even when you're making payment direct to the organization involved, like CAC, you still have to pay service fee?
Okay, thank you
Because
so much.
why I asked the same another business I registered sometime in the past. I completed the entire procedure of registration myself without having to involve anyone. So I was surprised when I got to filing annual return, and I don't know. So I just wanted to have that clarification.
Okay, thank
Hello.
you so much. Can you hear me?
Thank you very much. Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. For those persons who probably I don't know, I believe everybody knows what annual returns is, like Mr. Kalu made mention. As a business owner, if your business is registered, there's a yearly amount you're supposed to pay. It's mandatory. It's not like a amount per se, but like you file your returns on maybe finances and everything you've done to CAC for them to know that yes, your business is active, you're making profit, and then sometimes they're able to use that annual returns to know if your business is actually a private company or a limited company because they need to know your turnovers. You understand? So for companies, big companies is mostly like I think after 42 days after the annual general meeting, some people no later than 30th of June every year. You understand? Like for mostly business owners, no later than 30th June. You understand? And all that. So your question about service fee. Okay. The truth is it's not compulsory to pay service fee because you are filing directly to CAC. You understand? It is when you are working through the agent, like you made mention, that's when you're supposed to say, okay, yes, I'm paying through the agent. But if you're filing yourself, you are not supposed to pay. But Mr. Kalu, I am not proud saying this. I believe you are aware of Nigerian corrupt system. So most times this is just the backside of the whole legal system and the whole legal procedures. However, you're not supposed to pay. You're supposed to just pay maybe through maybe the agent or something. But it is not mandatory that you pay service fee. If you're filing directly yourself, you're taking it in your hands to CAC because that is the last bus stop. So why even pay service fee when you're already there? Just process. But you know everybody wants to have a bite from the cake. So that is it. I'm so sorry you have to go through that. But the truth is you're not expected to pay any service fee. I know
I
some people
actually
say
didn't pay. I'm still paying them as it is because the gentleman there insisted.
is that
So I've not paid. I've not paid as it is. Uh, but I still intend to do that before this month runs out. Thank you very much.